doing the little series on golf, and I suppose on the reasons then why we come to church. You are Mr. Golf.
Yes.
Around the church. What was it? Many days is it a week?
Well, usually 6.
Usually 6. If you manage to put it in the
unless it rains really bad, maybe only 5.
Maybe only 5.
But occasionally 7. But that's usually on Sunday after choir and after church, I usually go to my sister-in-law's for dinner. So
right.
Sort of cuts out Sunday, having around time on Sunday.
You must. I'm sure you can.
It's not for religious reasons.
Yeah, just time reasons.
Just having time.
Well, given that you could, if you wanted to, and you obviously have a desire to play 7 days a week, why do you come to church then on a Sunday morning?
Well, I do have some faith, not a lot. I'm not really sure that I'm qualified to be an elder, because I'm not really. I don't have as strong faith as I think I should have, because I get really into worrying about the people who are starving in the world and people who are and I think if God's all powerful, how can He allow that to happen?
Yeah.
And it affects my thinking about my faith, you know.
Yeah. I mean, all of us go through those stages and those questions at some stage, and it's I suppose a big part of faith is holding on to it, you know, in the midst of all those things. But what brought you to church in the first place?
Well, the first thing was my wife, Sophie.
Right.
She started.
You can blame her then?
Blame her,
Yeah.
She started it.
Right.
She was taking the children up to brainwash them, as I said. And then eventually she talked me into it. So I started to come, and then I got friendly with people. I mean, Joan Barr, she was, or Joan Scott.
Yeah.
And Leonora, Kirks and the Cunninghams, they were all big influences on me.
Okay, right.
Going to church, you know.
So you didn't know any of them before you went? You literally just turned up?
Well, I knew them from the point of view of our neighbours.
Okay, right.
You know, but not that well, but got to know them obviously over the years. But, but I'm still there anyway.
And so how did Sylvia convince you, or was it something that happened over a long period of time, or was it
just
something
over a long period of time? Starting off, you know, going at the Children's Day.
Right. Yeah.
That was my one appearance, or Christmas or Easter or something like that. But obviously after a while, and then of course I've always been interested in singing, so I got into the choir, and well, we had a praise group at one stage, which I used to sing with them in certain when they went to various churches and stuff.
Okay.
You know, it was Margaret McGarvey was the main one, you know, Margaret, Jean, Lynn Collins, Liz Green, and another girl, Jackie Young.
And so, did you? How long was it before you ended up going to the choir? Was that
I can't honestly remember. It was over a period, you know. Just somebody said to me about, would I be interested? And I said, yeah, sure. So I went along and got involved. And then once you get involved, you really I wanted to be in it.
And was Sylvia already in the choir?
No, Sylvia was never in the choir.
Never in the choir?
No.
So that was just something you decided to do on your own? And
she was never around.
Right. And if someone asked you why you went to church, and you were told that, and they said, well, why should I go? What
I would find it difficult to sell them on that. So very difficult. You know, I don't think I could. I think that's I would say one of the things I would be worst at as a Christian and as an elder is trying to explain to people why they should be Christians. I don't do it.
Yeah, I think it's hard for all of us. You know, like that's probably the hardest question ever to be asked.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's part of the reason we're doing these kind of stories is to show people that everybody has some part of their faith or some part of their journey or some part of the Christian life that is hard and that they find difficult. And when we try to kind of introduce people, we're just being normal and we're showing them just that we're normal people. So that's a huge part of this and what we're trying to do. If somebody asked you that comes to church quite a lot, would you encourage them to be involved in something, or what would you say is essential to your church life now? Because you know, all of us can just come and sit in a pew week by week, so what would be your one kind of recommendation for somebody?
Well, obviously, for me it's the singing, you know, it's the main thing.
Right. Yeah.
Not much on sermons, even yours aren't bad.
Alright, okay, thanks. As long as they're short.
The shortest ones are the
Right, yeah.
But I'd say singing's my main thing. I like praying, do a lot of praying. Even though my faith isn't what it should be, I still pray.
Yeah. And so it's finding something then that you're interested in and that you could be involved in. And did you find that then, when you got involved in the choir through the singing, was that something then that you got to know people better?
Oh yeah, definitely did, yes. And some of the ones who weren't in the choir and who are now in the choir, I hope I asked them to come in the choir.
Yeah, and that's a good way to get to know people and build friendships, I suppose, and relationships. Yeah. So how long have you been at the church now?
I think it was about 1980, tell you the truth, I can't remember the exact year. I think it was around 80 and thereabouts. First time I came really was Joan. Right. I came a few times when it was Reverend Courtney. But he didn't know me and I didn't really know him because I only came for Children's Day and stuff, you know, so I didn't know that well. But really Joan would have been the one that would have I got hooked in the church really through Joan and Leonora and people like that.
So all these women get you in trouble always getting you in trouble.
What year do you reckon? Joan was here what? She was here a long time.
She was there 20 years, so she was maybe up until around about 2000 actually.
20 years, so about 1980 then?
1980 or so, yeah. Yeah, would have been around that time.
When she first came?
She first came, yeah.
Yeah, well that would have been, I would say, when I started to go properly.
Yeah. And it's something you don't, on a Sunday morning, are there ever times when you wish you were out in the golf course?
No, never. Never do. Except if I go for a weekend away with the boys and brawl golfing, I don't think I should be at church. But I never think of it when I'm on normal Sundays.
When you're there.
I just want to go to the choir and want to go to Harmel.
Yeah. That's great. It's interesting to hear, and I think it's to say it's important for the church and for us to hear just our stories about what we do and see. A lot of it is just being, I think, open and honest and making people see that we're not all perfect and we're not all, these people who have all the things sorted out and all the questions answered, and I don't have them all, so it's nice to just for everyone to see that and see that this is a place that we come to do what we enjoy and to hear more about what God does for each of us. So thank you.
Not at all. Thank you.
It's great.